So 95% of the things you're going to need to know, I will cover. Certain things I might move past and you might go, oh, I just have a question about this. That's fine. But if you're asking me a question about, say, the kitchen, and I'm starting here and I'm working my way around, I will get there.
Yeah.
So give me the chance to get there first. But then I always will check in and say, do you have any questions on the outside?
Yeah.
Then we move over to the next session. I will do little periodic checkpoints for you as well. So feel free to jump in there as well.
All good.
If you think something's seriously important though, like I'm on your time, you just butt in and say, I have a question about this.
Yep.
I will answer every question you do have.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, no worries at all. All right, so starting at the beginning, the 3.5 ton Uniglide MIG hitch coupling. As we talked about earlier, we do provide the toe pin and the locking pin as well, which I'll attach to the back of your vehicle, all part of the hitching up process as well. You have a 7-pin flat trailer plug on your vehicle today?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, no, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I was thinking of the other car. It's got 12 pins or something or other.
Yeah, actually 12 pins is compatible for a 7-pin flat.
Yep.
There's a 7 on the bottom and 5 on the top, or whichever way it's attached.
Yep.
Are you familiar with an Anderson connection? Do you have
Not at all. There is one set up for it.
On your vehicle?
On the tow vehicle, yeah.
Okay, so when this is connected to the Anderson connection on the back of your tow vehicle, it will maintain charge to your camper between campsites.
Right.
Okay, so you're charging your camper one of 3 ways. Between the Anderson via your vehicle, between campsites. Anytime you're disconnected from everything, you're like it's charging right now through solar. Granted, not very much because it's indoors, but it's already charging through solar. And at a powered site or a powered connection through your 15 amp mains power inlet.
Yep.
So you're almost never not charging your camper somehow.
Yep.
This is a really, really good tool.
And that's that 10 amp to 15 amp. Yeah.
So they were saying always make sure you unplug it when the car's not going. So all you would do is just unplug that so that it stops draining the battery when you're not moving.
Yeah, and just sort of fasten it around here. What you can do, if you're not moving.
So if you're travelling somewhere
Yeah.
and you're stopped for lunch or whatever, just unplug it while you're stopping.
Unplug it, wrap it around here like this, and you can secure it with the cover like that.
Oh, okay.
Just to sort of hold itself
Keep it in one
tidily and
spot.
out of the way. Yeah, exactly right. And then when you start driving again, just plug it back in. Away you go.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
You've got chains either side. This is all part of the hitch up process as well. Old school handbrake in the middle. Very, very useful. Apply that when you're stationary. It's also useful to apply a couple of clicks to your camper if you're moving somewhere on a slight decline like our driveway, just for a smoother kind of ride. If it starts to get away from you, rip it up, push it or pull it to a stop. Usually within about 1 meter, you can pull it to a complete stop.
Right.
Okay? Cold water tap at the top of the drawbar here. Let's say room temperature. As long as there's water in your tanks and your pump switch is turned on, cold water comes out of this tap right here.
Okay.
Over on the driver's side, the XO 750 series R wheel. This one comes with a magnetic handle. On when using, off when not. So wind up, wind down, disconnect, store it somewhere safely in one of your storage compartments. Okay. Your front storage berth is separated into 2 sections. General storage and gas bottle storage. Gas bottle storage, safe to assume you've used a gas bottle before?
Yeah.
Most people have? Excellent. Okay. So you've got the 9 kilogram gas bottle brackets.
Yep.
These are interchangeable with your 4.5 kilo brackets, which are all part of a little box of goodies in your camper. So I'll point those out soon. If you are downsizing your gas bottles, these 2 silver screws here, and one of your legs has a foot. That one there. 1, 2, and 3. And you need to change the bracket for your different size bottles. Okay.
Right.
Same as you used to.
Yep.
Anti-clockwise to lock those into position. To the gas bottle. Gas regulator in the center. Gold lever at the top. To the right, drawing from the gas bottle on the right hand side. The same on your left.
Okay, wherever the little handle's pointing to, that's the one it's drawing from.
Correct. Don't leave it in the middle.
No.
They'll try and push gas from one and force it into the other. So leave it to one side.
Yep.
Operate the gas bottle you've chosen with the valve only. So when you're not using the gas, just turn it on and off. Have the valve there.
Okay.
This yellow label here is a reminder, a cautionary. This is only for gas bottles and their associated equipment. It's not general storage.
Yep.
This is a safety
Safety for
regulation. Yeah, so gas is heavier than air, as you know, and it needs someone to escape if there's a gas leak. There are cutouts in the base of this compartment for that to do so. If you've put blankets and towels all around there,
It's not going to do
can't
it.
escape. Exactly right. So it's just my job to remind you that's what that's for.
Yep.
Over on the passenger side, the general storage. This is really useful for your jerry cans. If you're putting a generator in there, fit there one there as well. Portable barbecue if you're bringing it with you. There's some tight end points at the rear.
Okay.
We've also included a couple of useful tools for your camper that you will need as well. This one here, firstly, Ray, the good old whacking stick. Trying to get some of your nerves. And if he tries to run away, it extends. Okay? Now, when you're not using this as a weapon, the clear plastic groove at the top there supports a lip on the edge of a preparation tray on your external kitchen. I'll
Okay.
find that out when we get there. This tool here is a manual override for your electric awning.
Okay.
Should you be disconnected from power for any reason, the awning's fully extended. This pin here inserts into a socket at the rear section of the awning. Straight in there, you'll feel when it's inserted correctly. You're winding in and winding out as required. Making sure to have your awning switch in your control panel flicked into the neutral position. Just a little little preview there. I will remind you of that at the control panel portion of the presentation. This tool here is your leg stabilizing tool. It's not a leveling tool, so please keep all of your wheels on the ground. The leg stabilizers, there's one on each corner of the camper. To drop the leg down, pull the blue handle. The leg can lock into different positions. Vertically, it can also overextend as well. If your perfect campsite has a tree root right in the way, you can overextend or underextend. Insert the tool directly between the blue handle.
Okay, yeah, into that. Yep.
Clockwise retracts the foot, anti-clockwise extends the foot down.
Okay.
When the foot reaches the ground, you'll notice a difference in the tension. Maybe one more full rotation on the tool so it bites onto the ground.
Yep.
Stop there. Do the same with all 4 legs. And a cautionary. The gears on this leg, on all the legs, are not designed for power tools, Tony.
Yep.
So if you simply must use a power tool, please go very slowly with rotations, okay?
Yep.
Otherwise you will be up for the cost of a new stabilizer leg.
Yep.
I've already had one of those phone calls. Stowing the leg away, pull the blue handle toward yourself, lock horizontally, that's a safe travel setting.
Yep. Good.
The next storage route above, a little bit smaller, is your pole boot storage, currently containing your annex of ensuite poles and a canvas bag.
Oops.
Next to me.
Yep.
So they're located in here. When you bring in the annex with you, you're setting up camps. Firstly, I recommend 4 to 5 days minimum to fully set up the annex, to justify the setting up of the annex. Yeah. If you're setting it up, or if you're leaving it at home, this is extra storage space because the poles are either set up or they're left at home. So you've got plenty of storage space in here as well. You can put fishing poles in there, golf clubs, fill it with ice, your giant esky.
Yep.
The ice melts, fill it with cordial. Never ending, never ending. Okay, all around the edge of the front side of your camper, you'll notice the press studs. There's also a wing nut in both top corners. These are the connection points for your stone cover. It's a black breathable material, and look at that. There just happens to be one right there in front of us.
Oh, right.
Your one looks much newer. This is for off-road use. So highways, you don't really need it on so much, unless you know you're traveling somewhere where there's unsealed roadworks. You know there's like loose gravel and so forth. Off-road, corrugation, dirt roads, things like this. Attach it. When you reach your destination, remove it. Because it's breathable, it can retain moisture. So I want you to have 2 things in the back of your mind. Am I going off-road? Is it going to rain? If it rains for 3 or 4 days in a row, you don't take it off, holds the moisture against the paint, you can damage the paint, and you may have to get it resprayed.
Right.
So on when using off-road, rain doesn't damage anything unless it's held against it for an extended period of time.
Right.
So apply it, reach camp, take it off. The silver handle on both sides of the camper, you'll also notice on both sides under the cabin, in the corner, just near the stabilizer leg, is a black metal footstep.
Yeah.
There's one on both sides.
Oh, okay.
This is your access point to reach a rooftop.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, are you ready to see where all your money was spent?
Keys
Yes,
galore.
I saw that.
You heard about this?
I saw it.
You saw it?
Oh, well, we had a sneaky look at the
You
kitchen
had a sneaky
because
little preview.
I wanted
What's
the
going on here?
different kitchen to the one that we have, but I said, yeah, so when you weren't ready and we weren't ready, I said, can I have a quick look at the kitchen? So I wanted the other stove.
You had a little nose at what's going on here. They've messed it up.
So I saw those keys come out and I went, oh my god.
Holy.
But there's 4 sets there, isn't there?
There are 2, there's spares of everything.
Right.
Gosh, this is a mess. There are spares of everything. And so you've got at least 1 set each. And there is a few spares of everything else. What is going on here? What have they done to that? try that again. Crikey. Okay. So, color-coded and labeled for your convenience.
Mm-hmm.
We've even put the right keys and the right tags for you as well, right?
Okay.
Don't say we don't do anything for you. Now, half of the keys alone are on a pink tag labeled pantry slide. Okay. Any compartment that has a latch like this has one of these keys.
Right.
There are a lot of compartments with these latches all around your camper. That's why there are so many.
And they're all
keys.
the same key or no?
One key is universal to every latch
Yeah.
on your
Okay.
camper. So when you're separating them into 2 sets, take one each, store the
Yep.
other 14,000 somewhere else.
Okay.
You've only realistically got about 7 keys
Right.
altogether. I recommend going to Officeworks, sourcing a set of these coloured labelled tags, making an exact replica set, having one each.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. In your top storage drawer, let's just come back to this one.
Okay.
Excuse me for a minute. Okay. Just what you wanted for Christmas, some glad wrap pieces of timber.
Beautiful.
Okay, so now these have only just started coming through. We've actually only found out about this in the last week and a half, so this is brand new stuff. There's a cupboard inside your camper. It's also in the 13s as well, which we're starting to fit out for a 50-litre Dometic CFX fridge.
Oh,
It's
okay.
in the pipeline. We're not selling them yet, but we're allowed to tell you that we're selling them and it's on its way. That's what these are for. These actually, we've been told these will act as some sort of bracket or some sort of supporting ledge for the fridge when it's available.
Right.
So we're starting to include them now, and the fridge is on its way. We're not sure, I don't think it's too far away, but it should be available very early in the new year. That's my understanding.
Right. So that's something, if we want to put it in, that we can use those for. And so
Exactly.
that
That's
same-
what I've been told to say.
Yep.
Keep an eye on our website for updates on that one there as well. So as soon as that becomes available, you've already got these ready to go.
Yep.
That's why these are only in some of the new bands.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're in a very exclusive group of very, fresh updates. All of your storage drawers themselves, you're pushing down on the blue tab.
Yeah.
You're operating the drawer
Handle.
itself.
Yeah.
All of your drawer slides, when they're fully extended, lock into place.
Okay.
Okay. In order to
Yeah.
close, you have to push down the blue tab.
Yeah.
As I'm
Yeah,
sure you've
which
had a
that
play
pin
with
up.
this before.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly right. Now, in your little box of goodies, as promised, your 4.5 kilo brackets for your gas bottles when you're interchanging and downsizing.
yeah.
All right, these ones here. A couple of wheel chocks. So not only will you stationary apply the handbrake, wheel chock one of your wheels as well.
Okay.
Or both. This here is an annex light with a bulldog clip. Comes with a 9-volt pin. I'll
Okay.
point out where the outlet is for this one as we move along. Your electric awning has pegs to push through the footholes at the base of the legs to
Okay.
secure it to the ground. Okay. External television aerial. I'll explain more about this when we reach the bar counter. Your tow pin and locking pin, all part of the hitch up process. This is the one we attach to the back of your vehicle.
Yep.
I'll guide you through this one as well.
Perfect.
A universal tap adapter for your mains water connection. Apply some plumber's tape to the thread here to create a really snug fit and a tight seal. I'll explain where this attaches as we move along as well. And a leveler
Okay.
in your camper. You stick that straight on the drawbar there, and you're
Yep.
getting all the levels right. It also acts as a sobriety test, Ray, for Tony. I think about 25 metres to start with should be right. Actually, tell him to walk around the camper and come back.
Okay.
Okay, so, and general information. Where we present everything today is not where you have to store it.
No.
Right.
That's where we present it. You
Yeah.
decide where things go. It doesn't
Just
have
have to
stay there.
remember where I put them.
Yeah, exactly right. Now, whose job is this?
Yes.
What's that?
Well, yes,
Ray knows.
it's your job. So, yeah.
Oh, is that the grey water?
it's exact. No, not the grey water.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
your job.
No, it's not.
This is the old scissors paper rock job.
No, it's called you're not allowed to do that in the.
No number twos in the caravan.
That's the general rule, isn't it? Pretty soon that'll be on the welcome mat.
Yep.
Exactly right. So, in the top drawer of your camper is a startup kit with some solutions for your toilet cassette. There's a blue solution, which is a rinse aid. There's a pink solution, which is a breakdown chemical. The rinse aid solution for your flushing water is inserted into the fill point for your flushing water, which is the top pipe. So you rotate it around,
Yep.
undo the lid, insert the solution first. On the back of the solution bottles are explanations and directions on how to install those. It's pressure fed with the hose, so it'll look like it's full because the water will sit here,
Oh, yeah.
but it's not full. How do you tell when it's full? There's a clear plastic tube which acts as a fill tank gauge reading. On the left-hand side here,
Right. Yep.
because you're diluting the blue dye, you'll see a blue dye, sort of like a light blue
coming
tinge
up,
come through.
yep.
Fill that all the way to the top. Okay.
Right.
When you're emptying the cassette, below the green handle is a green lever. Lift the lever up to slide the unit out. Right here is a funnel or a filter.
Yep.
Funnel.
Yep.
If you need any guidance, you can install that straight into the top of any of the fill points. There are 2 ways to insert your breakdown chemical. This lid here has a measuring cup built in, straight in there.
Right.
Or if you're feeling a little bit risque, you can
Pass.
close your eyes, block your nose, straight down there. Emptying the cassette, push the green button to break the seal.
Yep.
Empty it out this tube here. And we like to stay on trend here at Austrack Campers, so Tony, here is your built-in walk of shame handle. You can decorate that however you like.
Yeah.
Reinserting the cassette, level out, slide all the way in so the green lever locks into that groove there.
Yeah.
Okay? It's much easier to clean up out here than in there.
Yeah.
You understand what you need to do?
Got it on.
Got it on file.
Got it on file.
Okay, next stop on the tour. The fill point for your front water tank. The fill point for your rear water tank is at the back of the camper. I'll touch on that in a moment. This one needs a key, the blue tag, tank inlet. The key itself, there's a black tab right at the front there. You're not pushing straight through the tab, you're actually pushing it across with the key.
Ah, yeah.
And then
it's
inserting
like a levers slide across
Yep.
sort of thing.
Anti-clockwise, you're pulling it out. Okay? And then to lock, same in reverse. That's
Yep.
it. Okay?
Straightforward.
Exactly right. Both of your water tanks have breathers in them. So when you're inserting the hose, about 4 to 5 inches deep to get past that breather so it can fill correctly. Because they are new poly tanks, they can have a metallic kind of taste at first. If you are noticing that the first time you try some of the water out of the tap there, it's a bit metallic. There's a couple of different ways you can flush it out. Like you can use vinegar, I think people use lemon, there's different kind of cleaning out solutions. Another tip we recommend is red cordial. Straight in, diluted about 3/4 full, drive it around the block, let it swish and swash and get all up inside the tank there. Underneath the camper on one side of your tanks is a white hexagonal bung. Remove the bung, drain everything out, reattach it and then fill it up again.
Oh, okay.
You should have that clean, fresh tasting water. So the only issue with that is if you don't like red cordial, you have to go green.
Yep.
Okay. Now, yellow tag, external shower. Hot and cold water taps.
Yep.
Extendable shower. Have you seen the external ensuite setup on the camper?
Yes, I think it's on one of
There's
the
one over there?
displays here, yeah.
Yep. Okay. So as you may remember, the sail track up the top here.
Yep.
Attaches. You've got the poles. Everything spans out. It's about 1 by 1.2 meters roughly. If you remember the size, it's fairly large. Velcro loops somewhere here on the inside of the canvassing. You can extend the shower head out, attach it to the Velcro loops, and go hands-free for your shower.
Right.
Okay. This light here is very bright. We've tested it for you. I call it the friend maker.
Oh, okay.
Or the party starter. Okay. It puts up all kinds of silhouettes on the canvas. All right. Yes. I'll point out which button that is on the control. Okay. If you don't want to put up silhouettes,
Yep.
don't put up the canvas.
Right.
Don't turn on the light.
But probably see us using that one more for when you come back from the beach. And just
Yeah,
want
it's
to
a quick.
stand up,
It's
give it-
it's
yeah.
Get
so
the
it's a beach
sand off.
shower. Quick
Yeah.
rinse off. Come inside. Have your
Yeah.
proper shower.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll touch on the wheels for a moment. So, 19 mil wheel nuts, tightened to 140, so 140 Newton meters of torque.
Okay.
In a perfect world, every 50, 100, 500, 1,000, 3,000, 5,000 kilometers, give them a tighten. Following on from there, tighten them all together at the same time as your car wheel nuts. So you just do them all together.
Yep.
So you need a torque wrench for this one.
Okay.
50 PSI on the tires, dropping down lower on the sand, 20 to 25, depending on how you've loaded the camper.
Yep.
To protect your warranty, something doesn't sound right, something doesn't feel right, unless you seriously know what you're doing, bring it to a certified service center so they can check it for you.
Right.
The moment you interfere with anything and make it worse, or you could make it worse, you do void that warranty. So just be very, very careful.
So doing what to it, sorry? And like as in, we can change it if it gets flat, of course, yes.
Of course.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
so what are you talking about?
If something
Doing to-
doesn't sound right or doesn't feel right, so say for example, something doesn't sound right or doesn't feel right with your car, and you go, I'll have a go at that. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'll have a crack at it anyway.
Oh, yeah, no.
You stuff it up, you make it worse,
Yep.
you take it back, and you say, this is under warranty. They go, no, it's not because you've interfered with
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Same.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to protect that warranty. So that's something that I like to let all my guests know to protect your warranty.
Okay.
Well, I will also provide you with a maintenance schedule at the end of the presentation as well,
Yeah, cool.
which I do recommend photocopying and laminating and keeping a record inside the
So
camper.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a laminator at home, so that's good.
You're well prepared. Okay. Did you come with a label maker at all?
We have got
Label
label
Lights?
maker.
Yeah, I had one of my guests about 2 weeks ago brought a label maker, and when I was doing the lights, she was like, "What's this one?" Yep. And she was just labeling it on the
okay.
spot. Yeah, she was well prepared. I was impressed. The 15 amp mains power inlet,
Yeah.
I was just spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
Again, in the off season, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Do you have recycling bins at home?
Yes.
Best
Rubbish
way to-
bins, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The recycling bin though,
Yeah.
so because that one's a fortnight.
Yep.
So the best way to remember it: take your bins out, plug in.
Okay.
So we take your bins out, disconnect. That's your 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off cycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very smart.
AM/FM radio area.
Mm-hmm.
Your television aerial is located on your roof, along with your solar panels. You've got 4 100-watt solar panels on the roof there. Again, they're automatically charging when you're not connected up to your car via the Anderson, or you're not connected up to mains power.
Yeah.
They're automatically charging.
Right.
This cover right here is for your hot water system. So the hot water system's on the inside panel. I'm like behind the cover here.
Yep.
But between the hot water system and the cover is your ventilation. Okay, so you need to remove the cover to use your hot water system. In order to do that, push against the imprint at the top of the cover here. It will bow the top of the casing, and you use your fingers to disconnect. So you're kind of like pushing in and pulling off at the same time, almost like this.
Like there's your thumb, where your thumb goes there.
Right here. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
use my thumbs, and
Yep.
this is how I do it. I sort of push against, and then pull straight off.
Okay.
I make it look very easy.
Yep.
I do this 4 times a day. I do this at home. I have nightmares about this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I do it all day long. Pre-drill a hole at the bottom of the casing. Attach something like a zip or a bungee. Loop it around one of the rungs.
So it doesn't fall off.
Yeah. Make sure you give yourself enough slack.
Yep.
That's not ventilation.
Yep. That is.
That is.
Yep.
Okay. Reconnecting. Start from the bottom. Raise up over the edge there. Slap shut.
Okay.
Okay. Green tag. City water inlet. This is where your mains water connection and
Okay,
your fill
yep.
point for your rear tank. Rear tank, mains water connection. So universal tap adapter straight up there. You can leave that permanently connected. This cover here has a slip tray. You
Okay.
can actually have access to it without unlocking the compartment every single time.
Right.
Okay. When you want mains water pressure to all of your outlets, leave your pump off. The mains pressure connection will bypass the pump, and you'll have mains pressure out of all of your outlets there. Okay. Any compartment that you have to physically open with a key, so for example like this one here, that doesn't close without a key. You need a key to lock it. You need a key to close it.
Yep.
You need the key to close and lock it before traveling.
Yep.
Unlike any compartment that has a latch, you can
Yeah.
close those and latch those.
Yep.
That's a safe travel setting without locking them. I always recommend locking for security purposes.
Yeah.
So that's for the shower and everything and hot water, you said. And what were you saying about leaving, you can have the water attached to that, did you say?
So this here is the rear tank
Yeah.
Just fill up underneath. Yeah.
Yeah.
and your mains water connection.
So that's running a hose from the mains water.
Yeah.
What did you say about an adapter that leave in there? Or?
The universal tap adapter, it's the little tap with the thread.
Oh, that you
the
had
little
in
box
there,
goodies.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So the little box.
So there's one there.
Yeah. So
Oh,
the little
okay.
thread on, straight
Remember?
on
Yeah.
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
No, it's on this.
It's on the footage. Yeah, yeah. It's like being the passenger in a car. You don't have to pay attention because somebody else is. Exactly right. At the rear of your camper, your 2 lifeboats. Hopefully you never need to use these.
Yep.
Best case scenario. Down below, in the centre, a bike receiver.
Yep.
Am I the only cyclist in the group?
We do have push bikes.
You do have push bikes. Well, if you are attaching them, this is a connection point if you
Okay.
do decide to bring those with you.
Yep.
To the right and left of your camper, recovery D shackles.
Yep.
Hopefully you never need to use these either, but if you do, use your equalizer strap, draw it to a central point before recovering to keep even tension on both sides of the chassis. On the left hand side are your 2 gas bayonet connection points. Okay, these are both fully plumbed from the gas bottle at the front of the camper.
Oh, so you can put like a Weber or something into
Exactly right. One will be for your Weber, the other one will be for your external kitchen.
Yep.
These dust covers here, same as your bayonet globes at home, insert turn to the right,
Yep.
turn to the left to disconnect. That's with the gas line. With the actual cover itself, if you over rotate, you lock it again.
Oh, okay.
So it's about a
there's
quarter
there's
turn.
there's a spot. Yeah.
That's
okay.
what it looks like.
Yep.
Okay. Speaking
So-
of external kitchen, who's the master chef? Come on, Ray,
the
don't be
cork,
shy.
yeah.
Aha, I knew it. Okay, this is where all the magic happens. Spring-loaded latch on both sides with blue caps. Retract fully, rotate halfway to lock those in position. The small handle in the middle is the one you're using to extend out the kitchen unit. It will reach a natural stopping point. Kitchen unit has a roller lock on it. You'll need to lift up a fraction, pull it back a fraction, and then lower that down. This stops the kitchen unit from sliding back into the camper.
That's locked in place.
Approximately where my finger is on the underside is a spring-loaded pin with a silver button. I push the silver button, it drops down the telescopic legs. I'll wing nut either side, slope the base down to the ground on an angle about there. When I fasten the wing nuts again, I'm lifting the edge of the kitchen unit. It will drag the base back a fraction into the ground, digging it into the ground, leveling out, supporting the kitchen unit fully, also creating resistance, sliding back in toward the camper if you do forget to lift over your roller lock.
Right.
Okay. Stowing away, line the cutout up with the pin and push the black button to reconnect.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
Yep.
Okay. Behind the kitchen sink is a cutout. It's an access point for your gas line.
Right.
So you snake this one out, that inserts into your first gas burner at the rear of the camper.
Yep.
From here, kitchen setup begins with your multi-purpose rack, dish rack, drainage rack, spice rack. Raise that vertically, the lower shelf falls forward. The middle shelf has a pin with 2 latches. Disconnect the pin from the first latch, lower the shelf, reinsert into the second latch. Raise the kitchen tap up. The handle is currently in the off position. It's known as a mixer tap. So the further forward you rotate the handle, the warmer and the hotter the temperature.
Yep. Starts off
coming
cold
out
and then.
there.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Push button plug in the sink. Raise your kitchen lamp up, bend that at the neck. This cord here is an igniter for your cooktop. Its connection point is one of these outlets right here, the smaller ones.
Oh, okay. Yep.
One of which you can also connect up your annex light with the bulldog clip from your little box of goodies. That can connect straight up into this one too. You also have on the same side USB port and a 12-volt socket as well. And in your first drawer along is an access point for your drainage line.
Okay.
There is a cutout below the sink. You can snake the drainage line out underneath, draining into your barrel, your drum, whatever you're straining into.
Yep.
Remembering this is a plastic drainage line. Think boiling water in a Coke bottle with warped
Yep.
plastic.
Yep.
So if you're cooking something like pasta for dinner, strain it elsewhere first, or let it cool down before straining into the sink.
Yep.
That being said, it is powerful enough to handle the hottest temperature coming out of the tap here.
Right.
Okay. Second drawer along for your larger cooking utensils and so forth. User's manual for your cooktop, and a spare gas line for your Weber when you're bringing it with you. Third drawer along, cutlery. Please get into the habit of lifting your drawer handle latches to close the drawer on all 3 drawers.
Rather than just pushing in.
Because as you know, that's not closed.
Yeah.
You're driving down the highway and this
Yeah.
edge is just way open. You'll have to come inside, dive under the bed to close the drawer to extend the kitchen unit out. Now ask me how I know that.
You've done it.
Don't ask me how I know that. Okay. Opening up the cooktop, your windbreaks are resting lightly on the top here. So as you raise the lid over, they'll want to swing down. Just guide them down as well. In this configuration, the lid doubles as a platform for your Weber. The windbreaks double as support brackets. And if you're concerned about the weight of your barbecue, different barbecues weigh different amounts. The kitchen leg, when it's not supporting the edge of the preparation tray, slip here.
Yep.
It's extendable. Extend it a bit
And
further.
put it
straight
under
the
that,
base
that,
there.
yep.
Full support on that one there. If you are setting up your windbreak, raise it up before you raise up your shelving. And when you do, a pin at the edge of the wing lines up with a cutout on both sides of the cooktop.
Ah, gotcha.
The cooktop itself is a Dometic low set 3 burner. Have you seen one like this before? Are you familiar with?
Only what we saw here, when we've looked at the tops here, yeah.
I'll give you a little demo on how it works. So once the gas bottle's connected, everything's turned on there. You've connected the gas line to the bayonet.
Yep.
Say we want to use, I think it's this burner here.
Yeah.
Yep. Push it in and rotate it. Line up that large flame with the white dot right here.
Yep.
You're pushing it in to allow the gas to come through, and you're sparking the gas with the igniter switch.
Okay, that's the igniter switch there, yeah.
So right? And then you
Yep.
can adjust the flame down lower to the smaller flame, so you can sort of adjust
Yeah.
high and low.
Yep.
To turn off, just
Turn it right
blow
round.
back.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave about 10 to 15 minutes for it to cool down before you close the lid over.
Yeah, and obviously don't stand there and do it, otherwise you'll burn
exactly
yourself.
Right. Yeah. Exactly right.
What'd you say?
I said don't stand where he is to do it, because otherwise you're reaching over and burning
You're
yourself.
burning yourself, yeah. If you want a nice little brand on your wrist, that's how you go about doing it. Okay, closing up your cooktop, raise the lid vertically, fold your windbreaks in at this point,
Yep.
and continue to lower down. Bend your lamp at the neck, fold that into the sink.
Right. Whoops.
Hold your tap into the sink as well. For this reason, when you disassemble your shelving unit, it will house your tap and your lamp from moving around when you're traveling. Nothing will get stuck when you're extending the kitchen unit. So everything
Right.
sits flat and flush out of harm's
Yep.
way. Remembering to disconnect
The
your ignition,
yeah.
your gas line, snake the drainage line up, telescope the legs up, make sure everything's clear out of harm's way. Remembering to lift over your roller lock,
Yep.
slide the kitchen unit into about there.
Mhm.
This is your checkpoint. You're checking to make sure you haven't accidentally bumped one of your latches. You'll find that happening most often when you lean against the kitchen unit to lift over the roller
Yep.
lock and what have you. Both retracted, one hand in the middle,
Bang, bang.
and reconnect. If that's extended and you just slam it straight in, you can actually do damage to the edging of your
Right.
kitchen.
Yep.
Okay. This light here is for your kitchen light. This is part of the control panel, so I will demonstrate
Yes,
that
yep.
as we get there. Pink tag, pink tag. Find the any key. That one there. Okay. This pantry slide here is accessible inside under your bed.
Oh, okay.
I call it the midnight snack drawer. So whoever's sleeping on the passenger side, you're in for a treat.
That's me.
It's also how you pass notes to each other from outside to inside as well. There you go. Or if someone's in trouble and they're locked inside, this is how you're giving him his food. Food tray. Okay. This power point here becomes live when your inverter's turned on. So 240 on the inverter. Right here. Hopefully where you'll be spending a majority of your camping life, somewhere outside near your outdoor bar area. Now I do
Yep.
apologise, it is not pre-filled for you today, but
Oh.
it is a petition everyone's willing to jump on board and sign.
What's that?
The bar.
Oh, right.
Pre-stocking the bar. Well, you know how you buy like a new house or something and they give you a basket with a bottle of shampoos? I'm working on that for you. Believe me. I'm lobbying hard for you. Now, if you are bringing your television from inside to outside, it's currently stored on the opposite side. You should see it through the window right here. You notice how it's got the Velcro straps holding the television in
Yeah.
place? So you're
Yep.
disconnecting the Velcro,
Yep.
you're disconnecting all the cabling. You're bringing the arm and the monitor out as one unit, and reinserting it straight into this bracket
Slotting
right
it all
here.
there. Yep.
Okay. In the top drawer of your camper, along with your startup kit for your toilet solutions, remotes, user manuals. There's some cabling in there as well. There's three cables you'll need. One will be the white television aerial in your box of goodies. Connects up to this point right here to your television.
Okay.
Two cables in your top drawer. One is a yellow cable for the video to come through.
Okay.
One is a power source for the television. Connects up to one of these outlets right here. The 9-volt pin is the same one as your igniter
Yep.
on your kitchen unit. It's sort of the same. And another USB port here too.
Okay.
You'll find USBs they're everywhere. They're in nooks and crannies. They're beside your bed. They're in the control panel. They're there. They're here. All over the shop. The bar counter itself falls into that kind of middle ground between locking with a key and latching shut. It can actually stow away and hold itself.
Right.
Okay. If you're camping for a couple of nights, you can just close it up. You don't have to lock it.
Yep.
Remembering to lock it before you hit the road as well. I heard a story, I'm not sure how true it is, of a bar counter that was seen open on the freeway with a kettle on it.
Oh,
Oh, while they're driving along.
So they didn't forget to just lock it, they forgot to close the
Close
whole thing
and
put
take the
away.
kettle
Yeah,
away.
exactly. So it happens, okay? So don't,
Yeah.
if you do forget to lock it, don't feel bad. That's why I tell you the story.
Been there, done that sort of thing.
Exactly right. I'm going to skip the door for the moment.
Okay.
Go straight across to this side here. Oh,
Sure.
whilst I remember, with your television unit, 2 marine grade speakers on the outside. There's 2 inside as well, above the bed. So you've got 4 in total. They're fadeable. So on the control panel portion, I will demonstrate the fade function. You can actually fade the audio outside during the day and inside during the night time. That's a really useful feature. So I'll show you how that works.
Okay.
Tunnel boot, dual access, accessible from both sides, as we saw earlier. You can access this from both sides.
Yep.
Again, this is where we presented all of your canvassing. Not to say that's where you have to keep it, that's where we presented it, but it is a very useful place to store it as well. You've got masses of storage space in this tunnel boot here.
Yep.
If you're leaving your annex at home, you've got plenty of extra storage space available at the front there too. Okay. All of your compartment doors are tensionable. Loosening the nut here, you can actually tension the pin in and out if you need to create more of a seal or less of a seal.
Right.
Over time, things can adjust slightly here and there. That's a way to adjust the tension of the seal. If you're noticing it's not pinching enough, or if it's pinching too much, you're going for a light pinch all around, not a firm hold, but you do need something.
So that'll help stop dust and stuff.
And like if you're washing your camper, stop water. Water in here, not an issue.
Yep.
Water in here, it can be an issue. It means one of 2 things. Either your seal's not sealing correctly. Actually, it means one of 3 things. Either your seal's not sealing correctly, there's a leak somewhere else, or if you've just washed it and you've opened it up, what happens is the suction can
splash
in. So don't be fooled by that. Just because there's water in it doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Yep.
If it's only like a couple of light drops, just feel around. If there's no leak anywhere else, it could be a case of it's just bounced off the seal there. That's all it is. Usually that's what it is. If you do notice that.
Yep.
Fridge slide. 95 litre, dual zone fridge freezer.
Big mother.
This one is a beauty. So you got 2 compartments. Very versatile lids. You can open them from one side. You can open them from the other.
We'll take
You
it
can
all
open
off.
it from both. You can turn it around. You can change it over. You can throw it over there. You can do whatever you want with this thing. Okay.
Watch the rabbit pop out.
Exactly right.
Sorry, you then.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of a video I've seen where somebody cuts the bottom of an esky out and they take it to a beach and they dig a hole in the sand. And they put the esky over the top. Yeah. You'll be doing that one now. You have total control over the temperature of both compartments. So the whole thing can be a fridge if you wanted, or half and half, or all freezer. Okay. User's manual for your refrigeration unit is in this box here, along with all of your connection cables. So you've got 3 different types in there. You only need to connect one up at a time to actually operate the fridge itself.
Yep.
The 3 connection cables are I'm not sure if you can see it that well on this side, Tony, you might be able to. You've got a 12-volt socket, you've got a mains power point there. This one becomes live on mains power, actually.
When it's plugged in over that side,
Yep. An Anderson connection there, so we provide all the leads, 1 each. This is your ventilation fan. It's temperature regulated, so it senses when it needs to force cool air into your compartment. Before filtering it out, the door filter, which I'll point out right now,
Okay, yep.
It's a generic filter. Fish tank filter, vacuum cleaner filter will suffice. When you're changing the filter over, cut your new filter to fit the size of the bracket right here.
Right. So what you're talking about is this that bit there.
Yeah. You can clean it, it is washable a little bit, but you'll know, you go, I'm going to replace that.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do, just cut your new filter to fit the size of that bracket there.
Yeah, because it probably wouldn't cost much anyway, so you just throw away.
You'll see it, it'll look dirty, you go, I'll change that.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. This chart here,
yep.
your team building exercise.
How to put the annex up and
This is where I throw those dangerous C-letter words at you, like
in the shower.
Cooperation and communication and commitment and oh crap, I'm not doing this, and Chardonnay, I'll supervise, things like that.
We put tents up before, haven't we?
Oh, there you go. Hey, you can just blindfolded.
Not really.
While we're buying a caravan.
Aha! There you go.
That's going to be the challenge for the. Okay, kids, you're saying you.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Oh, what's that? You passed your test? Do this one. Exactly right. Color coded on the chart.
Yep.
They're not color coded on the poles. So
Right.
I recommend electrical tape.
Yeah, good.
Which you can source from Bunnings. Aisle 43 at the back on the left hand side, all the way out on the end about knee height.
Yep.
I had to buy some recently. If all Bunnings are the same, that's where it'll be.
So you get blue and yellow and the
Blue and yellow?
and right numbers on them.
They are numbered on the poles, however.
Are they?
You do need to know which numbers go where.
Right,
So that's
yeah.
why they are numbered on the poles.
Right.
If you need to know what your wheel bearings are, for your camper, if you're changing wheel bearings, or if anybody else needs to know if they're servicing or anything like that. This really small table here contains all the information on your wheel bearings. I've got pretty good eyesight. I can read that, but even I think that's too small.
You know what we can do? Again, rather than having to refer there, take
You
a
take
photo
and
of
then
it, expand
Blow it up and then stick it right here.
and laminate it, and
Yeah. Make a
you
big
go.
sticker, put it on the side of your camper. My bearings are.
yep.
That's all you need to do. Okay, moving over to your front door. Because you have internal cooking, the most important feature on your camper's front door will be this vent cover right here.
Mm-hmm.
You are cooking inside, remove the vent cover. Okay, it's only press studded on, so it's easy to remove and attach.
Right.
Vent cover when you're cooking. It's also a dust cover when you're traveling.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Locking and unlocking your main door. Locking the door to the right with the handle, to the right with the key. So to the right to lock, same as
Okay.
locking like a house door.
Yep.
Unlocking the opposite way, to the left with the key, to
So-
the left with the handle.
To the frame, in other words.
Yes.
Yep.
So bang, bang. So
Yep.
right to lock,
Yep.
unlock, and open.
Open. Yep.
Okay. To the right engages your deadbolts,
Right.
located here and here.
Mm-hmm.
When your door is closed, get into the habit of closing to the right with the handle. That's good
Right.
practice. It engages your deadbolts. That's a safe travel setting. You don't have to lock your door traveling between campsites.
Right.
Again, lock for security as well. Disconnecting your main door from your screen door. Between the lock and the handle is a black lever. Lift up to disconnect. You've got an entire ventilation door.
Mm-hmm.
If you're cooking inside, or if you want to air out the camper,
Okay.
especially in storage. The main door fastens open with the latch right
yep.
here.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Straightforward.
still allows you to get the fridge out.
Exactly right. Reconnecting the main door to your screen door. The pin lines up with the cutout
Yep.
at the top and bottom.
Bottom.
Clasp together to reconnect, and then all you need to do is push close to the right with the handle.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions on the outside so far?
No. Oh, pretty good.
Excellent. Let's head on over to the showroom annex. We'll get hands on.
Okay.